Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're a parent of a child with dyslexia, you have probably thought, why is reading so hard for my child even when they're trying their best? I'm Andrea Evans, a certified dyslexia therapist, and for years, I have worked with children who have felt defeated and frustrated learn to read with confidence. And I can tell you with certainty that dyslexic children are not struggling because they're not smart or not trying. Their brains just learn differently. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most common reading problems I see every day in my sessions. And more importantly, I'll show you ways to help at home without turning you into the reading police. Let's break it down. 1. Trouble sounding out words. One of the biggest issues children with dyslexia have is decoding, which means sounding out unfamiliar words. A child with dyslexia might guess words based on the first letter, skip over hard words, read from instead of form, or avoid longer words completely. This happens because dyslexia affects something called phonological processing, which is the ability to connect letters and sounds. How to practice at home. Instead of asking your child to just sound out a word, try having them tap out sounds instead. For instance, sh, it, p, ship. Or make it more multisensory and ask them to tap different parts of their body. For instance, sh, it, p, ship. The more multisensory you can make it, the better. This ultimately helps your child connect and organize sounds, which is the foundation of reading. 2. Slow, choppy reading. Many children with dyslexia struggle with fluency. Their brain is so busy trying to figure out what the word says that by the time they finish a sentence, they completely forgot what they read. Their brain has not quite developed that autopilot yet for reading words. How to help at home. Try a repeated reading. Pick a short, easy passage, one that is below grade level and easy for them to read. Have your child read it 3 times over a few days. The goal is to give their brain lots of easy, successful practice so the words start to feel familiar and stick. You can say things like, "Let's see if it feels smoother this time." Remind your child that we are not chasing speed. We are chasing automatic word recognition. Fluency grows from familiarity and confidence, not from pressure. 3. Mixing up similar sounding words. Dyslexic readers often confuse words such as was and saw, on, no, felt, left, there, 3. This happens because the brain struggles to store and retrieve exact word patterns, also known as orthographic memory. How to practice this at home. Play games like Spot the Difference. Write 2 similar words on a paper, on and no. Ask, what's different about these words? Circle the letters that changed. Say the sounds. Build the words with magnet letters if you have them, or make your own letters. Get pieces of paper, write different letters on each paper, and then create the words. This builds your child's ability to visually see differences in words. 4. Sight words don't always stick. Kids with dyslexia often struggle with words like the, although, have, they. These are also called high-frequency words. They don't always follow phonics rules, so they must be learned by sight, but memorization doesn't always work for dyslexic readers. How to practice at home. Pick 5 words your child struggles with and talk through the tricky parts. Look up the origin of the word. Why is the spelling different from the pronunciation? This exercise can help your child understand the sight words versus just memorize them. 5. Reading but not understanding. Sometimes a child with dyslexia will read a whole page and at the end have no clue what they read. That's because dyslexia affects something called working memory. Working memory is your ability to hold information in your brain just long enough to use it, like remembering the beginning of a sentence while reading the end. How to practice at home. Pause more often. After a paragraph, ask, who is this about? What just happened? What do you think will happen next? This teaches the brain to stop and think about what they're reading instead of just pushing straight through words. Audiobooks paired with a print book are a great way to build comprehension because it allows children to be exposed to print without overloading their brain. If your child struggles with these things, you are not alone and neither are they. Your child can absolutely learn to read, but they do need explicit practice, repetition, patience, and encouragement. And the fact that you're watching this and trying to learn how to help already makes such a big difference in your child's literacy journey. If you have found this video helpful, please follow and subscribe. I share practical, helpful information on how to help your child on their reading journey at home. I'm Andrea Evans, a certified dyslexia therapist, and I'll see you next time.